You know, they call it Murphy's Law. Everything that will happen can happen. Everything that will happen can happen at some point, in some way. So obviously on the 30 buy and downswing, you also have electricity cut midstream, but it's all good. We're back on the tables. We're playing PLO 500 across, well, currently 2 tables, but we're going to expand. Going to expand, keep our head down, keep grinding, keep improving, keep learning, won't back off. This is amazing, you know, like here in the turn, several options are fine, but I'm just going to go with this because it's kind of OP, especially at these stakes. Talking about turn probe, and we do take it down. This is really amazing, you know, even though if you haven't watched the first stream and you're watching this now in hindsight or whatever, we're currently in a little bit of a struggle. This is actually 500 PLO only. So this is 500 PLO only. In the challenge at 500 PLO, we played 4,000 hands so far, and these are the results. So we are up 20 big blinds in the EV. And, you know, everything goes strong. In fact, there's also some variance in here if you look at purely... right, the yellow line is the EV line. I mean, look at this crash down here, right? So I should be winning like this, and it goes down like that. Then we skyrocket all the way up to plus 15 buy-ins and then all the way down and flat. But then if you look at the entirety of the challenge, it is not a smooth ride. In case you have missed the first stream, check it out. I'll talk a bit about variance over there and how to deal with it emotionally and strategically. But basically on day one, this was day one, we ended up winning 15 buy-ins. Then on day 2, we crashed instantly 30 buy-ins down, 20 of those at 2K. So here 3-bet poverty, ace king king 3, no connection to the board. My hand will just be a check back. It's not a great spot necessarily. So should I put this here actually? Could also be interesting. Check back on the flop. Just giving up at a turn. I mean, what are we gonna do? He has the nuts. Sure. Let's bring this over here. But yeah, we basically lose 30 buy-ins like in the shortest amount possible, pretty much. And then win back 10, what is this, 50? Well, this is 20 buy-ins almost, but mostly at 500, lose another 10. So this can be at least the reality of PLO. Poker in general, you know, this is what we sign up for. And as I was talking about in the first stream, it's really not about what you do in those situations, it's about what you don't do. You know, you don't lose your mind, you stay focused, and you just keep making good decisions and showing up at your best. You know, this is a great opportunity for, in so many different ways, to like learn about your, here in the turn, it's interesting. Is there value in betting? I do think that there is some value in betting the turn here. Let's see where this goes. So he raises flop, plays check call turn. River brings in the pairing 3. We block 4-4. He could have a 3. Could have aces sometimes. Snap. Nice. There you go. Thin value. This is what this challenge is all about. Interesting call down there. Didn't put me on the kings when I was betting turn like that. That's where I kind of saw the value, but then the river, well, I wouldn't say it weirded me out, but the river was kind of strange. Over here we stab. in a single raise pot. Now, what I was trying to say is like, this is amazing. I mean, if you look at the lobby on coin, they should think very deeply about like, what is it that really brings people in? It's the challenge element. It's the narrative, you know. Here we get check raised on the flop. It's a bit sad, but we have to continue and see the turn. I mean, did I say sad? What I meant is amazing. This is amazing. Is this the turnaround? Let's bring it in, Water Buffalo. Please. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my god, he has a set and hits a boat. I mean, we take the EV. All right, chop, 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 chop. Yeah, I think CoinPoker should really think about like, what is it that just brings in all these people and they, you know, they love it, right? Okay, so down here, it's kind of a weird spot, but we're gonna go for the pounds on the river. Let's go. Let's go. Let's redline the shit out of them. But yeah, they should really think about like, what is it that brings in all these people, because the lobby is insane, guys. People want to play, they want to battle, they want to play deep, they want to play hours and hours and hours. It's really unseen in online poker since a decade. I mean, look at the lobby. Let me just show you right there. This is the lobby. These are all tables that are full. And it runs hours and hours a day. Look at the lobby, guys. This reminds me of the good old days on Stars, 3-6 deep. You know, action, action, action. So you get a lot of volume in. That is definitely a plus. You also get to learn a ton from your opponents and the way they perceive you and play against you because of the showdown rule. So many benefits of like logging in hours and sharpening your game, but also just producing win rate because there's no rake. You know, how often do you really get to play no rake environments? I mean, never. So this is a great opportunity. Hopefully CoinPoker can do this twice a year, please. Over here we call a 3-bet. I'm going to check raise the flop. It's kind of a one and done play, so I don't want to go too large. There we go. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Think we're folding the flop? No way, right? So yeah, a few more words. Let's see, are we live? Yes, great. Great opportunity for... Let's bring up some Discord stuff. So yeah, currently we locked in high volume, you know, at 9,000-10,000 hands, which is a respectable amount. Delay the turn here. And our win rate overall is going to be about even, you know, where are we at the moment. So you can see right there, we're at 0.28 EV big blinds across the two stakes. Winning 20 big blinds at 500 PLO, losing 16 big blinds at 2K PLO. One would say, why not just play 500? We'll see. We'll see what's going on. See where we're going to land. 3-bet pot here, betting the flop. You know, good luck betting this flop at 2K. People are gonna be like, let's call min raise, float, bluff, you know. It's very interesting. By the way, this one here is also interesting. Cold 4 in the mix. Let's go. That's exactly the flop you want when you cold 4 bet. And we also are 3-way, so we just have to surrender this thing. Or do we? They both check back and we turn a pair and a flush draw with 80 behind? This is super weird. What are we supposed to do? We only have 80. Are they trapping? This guy has... He doesn't really have kings pre... Well, he could have kings. Oh man, this is trouble. We're all in. We're all in. I mean, what are we gonna do? We only have 80 behind. They both check the flop. If they have the mega nuts, then we can still hit something. Still hit hard. Ah, he has kings, huh? Hit him! Well, the EV is already dead anyway. Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna have that many kings pre, really. It has to be some sort of special kings to make it in there. And these kings were pretty special, to be fair. Over here, we call with king, queen, queen, 5. Get squeezed now by the small blind. Give me a little lady. Oh, let's go. Let's put it in. Let's just get 3 stacks in. We're fine. Trying to build some stacks. Come on. Okay, here goes the first guy. Queen 10-6 can he can actually fold. Interesting. Let's just put in a stack. Let's put in a stack. No? Bet fold 3-ways on the rainbow board. That's pretty interesting. Speaking of big hands, flop top set here from the small blind in a single raise pot. So we defend the small blind, lead out on the flop here with multiple blockers. You know, check raise is a possibility, but holding the king of diamonds myself, I don't know, kind of prefer just betting. Turn now completing 8-9. So I think it's a good turn to just start checking. Because we have very low equity against 8-9. And then even if we are ahead, there are a lot of dicey rivers. So he bets turn. So now we can bluff on diamond runouts. We can pair the card. We can hero call. Like, there are different ways now to navigate this on the river. So yeah, okay, we're all in. Good luck calling with 8-9. Let's go. Let's go. Good luck with the good old 8-9 there. I mean, maybe he has 8-9, but I mean, the river looks pretty convincing. Like, what do I have that misses on that river, right? That's where you get to turn the set into a bluff. All right. Would have been a missed spot. Yeah, this is kind of the 100K challenge vibes. I completely agree. Are you gonna delete these streams or keep them online? I guess you're saying streams. I keep them alive as long as I don't get striked. If I get striked on one of them, I have to delete them. So let's hope for all of us that they will survive. So king 5-4 calling here, going multi in a 4-way spot. It's just a bit. I think it's a bit too rough on the flop to do something about it, aka bet. Yeah, the jack's a pretty important blocker here. We don't have a jack, we have a 5. I thought you were up 20K. I was up 20K. I was up the good old days on day 1. How many tables did you play to get 4,000 hands in on day one, sir? Honestly, like not even that many. I was playing 4, 6, 8. So 8 is the max. 8 at 500 PLO. I mean, right now I'm playing 6 tables and streaming. Not really looking to trying to win this pot here. Just too many players in the mix. I mean, if we had like better blockers or something, we can work something out, I guess. This guy bets river 8-9 getting there. He bets out of position against 3. Would be a... I mean, there are hands that make sense to bluff, obviously, but it's a dicey spot to bluff against 3. Let's see. We have no business in calling, which is too far away with our hand. The nuts. The nuts. Over here, single raise pot. I do enjoy leading the flop here. What do you think of the possibilities of bots playing in these? I think bots will have a hard time. I mean, it's always a possibility, but just because someone is a bot doesn't mean that you cannot beat them. It's also one thing that I would think about. But yeah, as far as the 500 games are concerned, I mean, I've been absolutely smashing these games. So it's not like you're playing here in games that are not beatable. Like people are giving action. And on top of that, there is no rake. So here, this hand is interesting. Sorry, this hand is just a call. But this hand here, I'm going to turn this into I'm going to lead the flop. It's kind of unconventional leading on the ace-high board like that against this position. But I do think it will probably get a bit too much credit. It's definitely a bit out of line. So big blind calls, interesting. This is kind of a nasty spot. Just gonna fold. I mean, he needs kind of a special hand to turn it into a bluff. I'm calling on the flop 3 ways. But yeah, we did give up the best hand there. Can happen. Great fold with Queen JNandez, thank you very much. How long are your sessions? Yeah, it depends on the focus, depends on the games that I'm playing. But I'm also taking breaks within the sessions, between the sessions. Ace King 3-3 double. This guy is pretty active. We're going to give him a bit of action. I mean, it's a reasonable combo to 3-bet anyway. All right. I think on this board we're fine, just potting, especially with this hand. He wants to go with the hand. Sure. Let's get in a stack if you want. Oh, you don't want. I see. Well, we take it. Here's single raise pot 3 ways. King, king. Don't mind checking back my weaker king here. Also, I'm gonna get a ton of credit betting the flop, so don't mind stringing them along. This guy just rams the turn instantly. I mean, we still lose to the value range, so we just want to call and then reevaluate. Just check river. He has ace king. Yeah, I guess we lost him in there. Over on this table, we raise button and c-bet the flop 3 ways for half. Opponent calls in the big blind. Potting turn here. Really stress testing the jack-10 combos. Other hard draws, basically just trying to get rid of equity. Works. And then ace, queen, queen 8. I think it's just a flat. This guy is also kind of on the tighter end when it comes to open raising. And the flop is kind of tricky because we do have some showdown, but I think the stacking of blockers is just more valuable. I mean, if we knew he's going to give up turns all the time, we can just call and then show down. But more likely, like, he will find some barrels. So it's just better to just check raise and take our fold equity, given the amount of blockers we have. But shows resistance in calls. So I think with our failed queen-queen with queen of hearts, not a good spot to be continuously betting. So we check. Fold. Turn 2 pair and a flush draw. He ain't folding. Oh, the music is a bit too loud. Sorry about that. Okay. Over here, single raise pot, check, call flop. Feels like we're okay just trying to show down. I mean, the sizing choice is kind of blocking some of those hands, those medium strong flushes. So I'm not really sure if I'm willing to give up here. You know, you can make the argument this is an underbluffed sizing, but like it's really sort of too strong of an assumption here to make. So you can still fold like some non-diamond hands that are kind of similar. I can then just call this one. Seems fine. Over here, Jack 7-7, a ton of future blockers to work with, but not too much benefit in taking the free card. So I'm just gonna start betting the flop here. And then start building a bluffing range around those straightening blockers down the road. I'll take it down right there in the spot. Here in the button, we're playing like a 30% cold calling range. Gotta find a lot of different kind of hands to call there. Well, what do you know? Set and a flush draw and a straight draw. That's why you call these massive hands. Oh, he wants to play for stacks. Sure. Be my guest. Can we hold? No, we can't. Chop it up. Over here, single raise pot. Gonna lead out on the flop. Obviously, if the button wants to put in the chips, then so be it. But the turn is actually a diamond. So we're a bit on a surrendering mission here. Just obviously no blocker at all to do something special. See what these guys have. It is the blocker jam. It's not. That's not gonna work in the World Championship. That's not gonna work. I mean, sometimes it is. I guess in this instance, it didn't work. It's a toughie. Turns two pair and the king of diamonds into a bluff there, running into the queens, the flushy. Queen 8-7-6, respectable squeeze, but it's a bit on the light end. If I had the 9, I might be in the mix there. Gonna lead the flop small. It's kind of hard to defend against this. Obviously, I will have some value hands there as well, especially in three-way spots. It's just more important to like lead with good hands as well. Make a flush on the turn. Let's see where this leads. So on the river, you have to make a decision if you want to bet for value or just check. Well, we don't have the ace, so I'm more leaning towards betting. I'm gonna go with that. Playing 2K only off stream, but I was playing a little bit of 2K in this previous stream that was 30 minutes long, but I'm just taking a 2K break at the moment. You know, I got wrecked for quite a few stacks. Don't mind chilling a bit at 500 here, and you know, I mean, it's not chill, but it feels like chilling in comparison to the shark pool at 2K. Over here we lead, we see bet three ways with a combination of blockers, flatting the jacks. A little bit of a draw there. Interesting stuff. Calling. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that was. A value bet? It's not hold'em. This is Pot Limit Omaha. Can you describe the HUD? There will be like several videos in the mastermind, but here on YouTube I don't really want to give away like that kind of content for free. Like some of it has to be reserved for the paywall. So here we can make some kings and queens fold. Don't mind betting the flop. Opponent just check raises instantly. Can't really do much. I mean, you could say maybe he has like ace, king, king of clubs or something along those lines, but you know, what are you going to do with this hand? He has the same hand as me, so that's it did feel a bit fishy, but it's kind of tough to re-bluff the bluff. This kind of stuff we should expect here. I'm going to get a little note there. Okay, this guy wants to battle. He came to play. Going to keep that in mind. Interesting flop. Check raises the flop. Turns the 4. So that's a pretty interesting hand. I think that my opponent's probably like overdoing it quite a bit there. If you go back to this one, right. Check raising the flop. I mean, the hand does pretty well check calling the flop. So when he turns it into a bluff like that, I wonder what we derive from that. Okay, so here we called on the button and now call the squeeze. Interesting development. So we only have a pair of 8s, but we do have some stuff to work with here. Over here we're gonna go for the squeeze. Checking the flop because there's some pretty bad setups getting it 3 ways, but also I want to have some flush draws in my checking range. And then so now on the turn, I'm going to bet. I think the ranges are going to be much more capped now, so I'm okay committing. Probably turned 8-7, I guess, or some 7-5 for queen. Okay. Have a trouble turn. Over here we have decent flop, quads. Down here, decent flop, top set. This guy fires turn pot. Make the call. Welcome to my river. This guy is like, hey, let's raise the flop into quads. Okay, we call. Just fires the turn big. I mean, you could have 6-8, but I think we just gotta keep the trap open here. Which is bluffing. Unfortunately, the river got there. Basically, he made a flush. Maybe otherwise he would just follow through. Over here, flop the nuts. So to check back on the flop without any backup. Don't really mind like having some better hands there in the check back range. River now coming in for the heart. It's time to value bet my hand. There's some loosey-goosey check raises being shown. Indeed, right? Yeah, the HUD that I'm using is custom built. Like it's, like I can't share it and won't share it. But I leave regularly in-depth explanations either in the mastermind or in the mastermind Discord, like screenshots where I explain which stat and all this kind of stuff, you know. You can join the mastermind Discord for free, by the way, and there you will find these kind of updates. And against under the gun. Do you think they will do a 5-card PLO down the line? Yeah, I think at some point that will come. I have no idea. I haven't talked with Coin about it, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Here we check raise the flop. I'm just looking to get a bit more value on the flop. I'm not looking to get stacks in. So I think there's a good way to do that. Betting ace check 10 deuce double. Pretty nice flop there. Something to work with for sure. Rip turn. Someone in the chat says he wanted to compete, but 2K was a bit too high. Well, on the one side, you have, you know, the appeal to compete, right? And be like, hey, I want to compete in order to win the championship. But also I would just realize this is a unique opportunity to play also a ton of volume at 500. Maybe it doesn't give you the option to win the championship, but it gives you option to learn, get in volume, rake free, produce win rate, just make money and learn, you know, like that's so it's basically, it's a unique opportunity. You're not going to find this anywhere else, maybe for the next year until the championship comes back. No rake games at 500, deep stack, tons of action, you know, don't miss out on it. And I mean, people love it. You can tell based on the lobbies. It's just full lobbies. People jump in, they give action, they play deep, they play volume, all time zones. Okay, here we flop the nuts. Gonna go with the check. Not my favorite turn here. Turning 2 pair, still holding the straight. And here with the aces, we c-bet the flop. We'll have to get this in with the backdoor and a flush draw. We're betting smaller here, gives us some options to bluff down the road, more credible. Over here, we defend. Gonna bet the flop, we just have to surrender. Stream froze. I think it's back, right? Are we experiencing? Calling a 3-bet here. Should see a lot of checks on this flop. Not really that interested in betting with absolutely no blockers. In fact, I kind of want him to have this hand. Have to surrender, and then over here, what happens? Let's see. We c-bet from under the gun. He calls. The turn is a 5, so it's not a great turn for me to be too aggressive. But now we river the nuts. That is a good point of the hand to become aggressive. Nice. I mean, the metas are very aggressive in these in this game. So gonna go for this large raise, but he probably was just bluffing. Over on this table, call a 3-bet. Just have like too much of a piece to consider getting out of the way. I mean, we're not too thrilled. Hoping for the fold. It's not exactly that. Just hoping for like aces, ace of spades. Or ace, king, queen, jack, that kind of hand class. But we're getting stacked. Although with the jacks, could also consider just calling the flop and then playing post. So maybe not liking the flop. Had nines, not jacks, but still maybe not loving the flop jam. Prefer probably just calling. Custom bet size tools that I'm using. It's called Jurogin. Jurogin. Oh, nice. We get 3-bet and cold called. Pretty good stuff. Oh, wow. They both fold. It's a bit of a surprise. Over here we're 7-7 deuce deuce. Just gonna start betting the flop. So betting flop, betting turn. And betting river, of course. Looking for that extra light call. Doesn't come through. People really want to get that hot. So many questions about it. I mean, I'm going to work on something to make it commercially available, not for free. In some ways, PLO Mastermind, check it out. I actually just made a video. Oh, Mr. David Mazai, what's up? Good luck, I made a video actually about it. It's not up yet, but it is about my HUD and sort of the benchmark stats I'm looking for in the challenge. Will come out later. Jack down pot here. Somehow we have a boat. Trying to induce either a bluff raise, light call. Not this time around. Okay. So did the pool have clear recreational players? Oh, for sure. They're definitely recreational players. You can tell based on the stats if you know anything about stats and the different coloration as well. So here we raise under the gun, call a 3-bet. I'm going to start with a lead on the flop. It's not an ideal hand, but it's just such a painful flop for imposition to work with. Although it's tricky because under the gun like is not doing that hot on the board, you know. It's actually bluff raising the flop there, you know. So probably assuming I'm like donking really often. Not necessarily incorrectly thinking that. King 5-6. Interesting flop. Probably not going to do anything on this board. Yeah, it would be nice if they have 5 card as well. At some point, you know. Did you watch Vaney play in the World Championship at 1020? Did you play with him? Yeah, we played some pretty interesting pots. Yeah, he's definitely considered one of the top recs. I mean, he's not a 6-max specialist necessarily, but obviously, like he's on a level of thought process and execution. Like thought process is definitely like top level, right? And so the rest kind of comes down to execution of just like how much do you train and study 6-max specifically, like the ranges in play. There are probably some players in the 10-20 pool that have more reps in that than Vaney. Nonetheless, certainly like top level player. So defending here, flop pretty standard, just check calling, taking it from there. Turning the nuts, so now we have to consider maybe leading or checking. I don't actually mind leading the turn. Here is my only sizing. He might actually bluff raise the turn with some sort of like 10 in his hand with a spade or 2 spades. So then we can jam over that. I know he wants to do it. Just goes for the call. Obviously, we check the river without a spade. So now on the river, it's interesting decision point because he can definitely turn some hands into a bluff here that have a single spade, and he can definitely have a lot of flushes as well. So we have to make a decision on like, I mean, if he had ace king, I don't think he's gonna bluff. It's just probably too good of a hand. So he needs like an ace 6, ace 7. We have 1-6. So we probably don't really want to call that often. Maybe if we had the king in our hand. Just going to surrender. There will be some... Yeah, okay, so he turns even a set of aces into a bluff. That's interesting. I mean, he had the best blocker as well. Well, I mean, did he? It's not like I'm going to use that blocker that often. But you can tell it's tricky. Like people are really aware that they need enough bluffs. So they're going to turn quite a few hands into a bluff. I mean, this hand is not necessarily a testament of like a specifically aggressive hand. King, king, queen, 7. Coming for the squeeze. And I think on the flop, the issue is the free card hurts a lot with this hand. Very hard to extract value, know where you're at. And at the same time, you can definitely have like some 8-9 combos or some Jack-10 combos that are just going to stack off on the flop. Thinking I have a lot of one-pair hands, and we do really well, obviously, against those hands. A lot of those hands will check back against the check. Okay, interesting flop over here. Yeah, so here we're just looking for a more connected hand. Do we 3-betting? And then this one, button open, we bet flop. We're going to barrel turn. Here we just stabbed and he folded. And then this is just follow through if the river is a non-club card. Is there a lot more traffic because of the World Championship? There's way more traffic. Just have to fold. I mean, he could be bluffing, but what are we going to do? I don't know what this is. Like, it's something. Like, he can just call and just call down, but maybe he was thinking he's going to bluff me off like 2-pair that I would bet this way. But yeah, we just end up losing less, I guess. Unless he was willing to fold maybe on the river, who knows. Ace check 8-5 doesn't have as much incentive calling because of the gaps in my hand and the jack high suit, but it plays fair enough in a 3-bet pot, just playing against one opponent or trying to. Can also call a 4-bet, although it's dicey, but with this rake, with this ante and no rake, we're going to call the 4-bet. Pretty terrible flop here. No heart in my hand. Hard to work with. Probably just surrendering. Now turn is interesting. Just always betting turn here. Maybe the sizing. Over here we stab the flop with top set. I think you don't want to jam for exactly that reason, probably getting dominated too much there. Yeah, exactly. Probably a mistake there. I'm not sure if you are referencing the hand with where I had Jack 10, 9, 9 with spades. We don't really accomplish that much by jamming. Probably better to just call and see how the hand develops. I mean, the only thing we accomplish is we remove position out of the equation. This guy squeezes, bets into 2. Given the sizing choice, I think we just have to peel with this hand and take it from there. If I didn't have a backdoor flush draw, which is surrender. So now we get jammed into and we have a decision to make. It's not like 3-4 is that much of the range. There's a lot of 7-8 in there. It's another ugly spot. So we have to call 70 big blinds for 160. Just cannot fold at this point with this hand. Run into the set, which is obviously sucks. It's a kind of annoying spot there. I mean, it's kind of easy to say when we run into top of range. In the meantime, over here, we will check raise the flop in a single raise pot. It's relatively standard. The 7 and the king are key blockers there. We can't call. Mr. Rebounds. What's up? What's up? Okay, we're going to put this into the 3-bet here. Opponent opens 71%. So here you have one statistic right there. 71% opens. And we will just bet the flop here. It's going to be very tough to defend with 71% RFI. Yeah, so for people just tuning in, this championship will hold on for 4 weeks. This is day 3. It's a long journey. Make sure to jump in. Take advantage of it. There's a showdown feature, which means whoever wins the hand gets to show down. This guy makes a micro bet. On the turn, we could barrel again for value, obviously. Not really afraid of aces here. I mean, he's opening the button. He's going to have a lot of different kinds of hands. And then on the river, we have a few different options. I think this is a decent one. This leaves enough room for like bluff jamming potentially. Obviously, he could also have a better hand and then jam that. But we're like unblocking the middling flush draws, the king high, queen high, jack high flush draws. So this is an unfortunate spot we're going to call off, but it's just too, like the dynamic overall is just like too aggressive to consider folding here. That's what I mean exactly. Induced. for a stack. Welcome to the World Championship, guys. It's just, you flop trips in a single raise pot, all the chips will go in. It's just, people are just like, let me represent the nuts every single hand. Let me try that. See how that's going to work out. Here we call squeeze. This guy's short. So if this guy folds, we just have to go with it. We don't need that much equity, around 36. Wow, he has a straight flush on the turn. Well, that's okay. That's enough. Good enough. So yeah, people not holding back, turning stuff into bluffs, and just have to die in certain situations of hands and just call down. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I actually did use a filter looking into like how my river calls are performing, and I'm making a lot of money with river calls, even though I made some pretty big calls that were wrong. You know, calling rivers never feels, and being wrong obviously never feels like emotionally that as satisfying. It's a pretty big downer indeed. Here with jacks, I do like betting river. Over on this table, this guy stabs the flop and the turn. Let's see what happens on the river. So we block jack 10, we unblock the naked 10, block some flushes. Here we take it down. So single raise pot, we check call, and he has like ace 9 deuce 4. Lol. All right. I mean, we'd have just called the river, which is have pretty nice blockers there. But yeah, I guess it was necessary. Yeah, Georgian hotkeys. Thank you, chat. There's a lot going on. I'm not like looking at the chat precisely right now. Over here, we get called, turn a boat. Also have the blocker to the straight flush. So on the river, I mean, ace 8 is a possibility. But obviously my opponent can have a bunch of bluff catchers as well. Over here, single raise pot. Check call turn, pot river, just like blocking 10-10, blocking the straight. Or there's two straights. No credit. It has like very marginal catcher, I suppose. But obviously, this is the World Series of not giving credit. So if you guys are joining the games, be aware. People will call your bets. And if you have a good hand, that's really nice. If you don't have a good hand, it's for the image. The Frosch, what's up? Shout out to the Frosch in Switzerland. Hope life is good over there. Thank you to your program. Because of it, I play better. I appreciate that. And good luck, whoever is competing out there in the World Championship. Okay, let's see. So ace 887, backdoor nut flush draw. It's just gonna start with a call on the flop. And then taking it from there, we turn an open ender. I could consider folding, but the sizing is just a bit too sweet. So we call. Yeah, I'm not playing any music. That's why it is off at the moment. This guy checks down. I'm not sure if he thought he was bluffing or not, but he was in the tank, considering his options. Over here, we flatted pre with aces, bet flop pot turn. We got to get out of the way here, unfortunately, at that point. Obviously, it's just blasting top pair, but there's no way we are going to continue just top over pair, no redraw. Yeah, the action is wild, man. The action is wild. It's definitely like you should really experience it because we're playing deep stacked and high volume. It is, I don't know. I guess the only way I can explain it is because of the showdown feature does something to people's mind that just changes the way they play the game. And it changes in a way where they don't like folding and they want to bluff like a lot. I would say that is what's going on there. And so you have to kind of figure out how to benefit from that in some ways. It's not always easy because when people apply pressure to you, you know, every single node of the tree, you need good hands sometimes to fight back or call down. And sometimes good hands are rare. So, you know, as a reminder, like you also need to have good hands in order to capitalize on people, or at least decent hands on people over bluffing. Here we're gonna call a 3-bet. Or cold call a 3-bet with the kings and the ladies. Little check, little cheeky check on the flop. That's unfortunate. Trap didn't work out. I mean, we won the pot, but yeah. Yeah, the software automatically shows your hand. Exactly. We're here, we limp, embrace. Not the easiest flop. Sorry to check call. The backdoor draws. That is a great turn. Okay. He has a set. Well, a set is no good if I make two flushes. I mean, in EV for the challenge, it's not going to be pretty. But we take the chips. We take the chips. He gets the EV. Ace, ace, jack, 9 with 3 clubs, looking for the cold 4. Or the 4-bet right there. It's a nice spot for a 4-bet. Nice spot. The door is open. All you gotta do is step through. Ah, now the question is slow play or rip. I think the answer is rip. Just rip, rip, rip. Okay. So he calls the 5-bet. And he has obviously the mega nuts on his flop. This is disgusting. I mean, the hand makes sense to 4-bet, I guess, but give me a break, fucking flop, man. Give me a break on this one. Although, no, there's no break. That's what the poker gods say. You want a break? Take a break. But yeah, pretty standard spot there from both sides. Over here, call squeeze. Nice. Over here, getting squeezed. We're gonna call. Alright, just gonna open rip this flop. My hand does really well on the flop, but we don't want to give away like 3 cards versus 2. Rolling with the snap rip. Sure. Nice. Couple pots our way here. Can this guy raise with ace jack? Nope. Two backdoor flush draws, not too bad. Nice turn, turning the flush draw, and top 2 still pretty much can be considered the nuts. Bam! 9-7 versus 9-7. We got the flushy. The flushy. Good stuff. Was there a link where they explain? Yeah, you can just go to Coin Poker and then under promotions you can see the whole explanation of the event. I also made videos about it on YouTube. There's no rake, correct. Here we're just trying to keep the range as wide as possible without losing the maximum against aces or kings. Unfortunately, he doesn't follow through. Could have been a good hand to barrel the turn for him. 3-bet pot over here. I'm gonna start betting the flop. So here we squeeze. I'm just gonna give up the river. Don't really like my hand for shoving in this instance. Does have the hand that maybe folds, maybe doesn't. Or here we check called the flop. Turn goes check, check. Interesting. Interesting flop over here. Top pair, not flush draw. Just gonna keep in the other flush draws and keep the range as wide as possible. Hello. These guys are so dumb in the chat. So, I mean, some of you guys, you really don't have like that many brain cells. Like I'm playing right now 7 tables and I know how to showcase highlights, you know, like I make decisions in 7 tables simultaneously. And at the same time, I'm showing you the good stuff. Some guy is like, this guy has top set all the time. It must be rigged in some ways. Dude, I'm playing, like how many tables are you playing? Probably 1 table at a time. And you play 2 card hold'em or something. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and an off screen, an off table as well. We're playing 7 tables in stream, you know, stuff is happening. Playing thousands of hands, obviously you're gonna have some sets. Please guys, use some common sense, a couple brain cells, put them to play. Put them to play. Please. Yeah, there is a leaderboard. Exactly. You can find it on the website of Coin. If you search hard enough, you will find the leaderboard. You won't find me on the leaderboard. I mean, you will find me somewhere, but not at the top at the moment. Still early days. But we are reaching deeper and deeper into the mind palace of being locked in here. On day 2 out of many, out of 30 days or something along those lines. Pick up the rainbow AA. Take down the blinds. Okay, let's conclude this stream for day 3 by answering a couple more questions that I wasn't able to address. I think we cut all this. We should receive bet set. Fire turn as well. Over here, we're going to be curious about the sizing on the river in case it is coming. I mean, against pot, we just call, I think. Just call. Okay. I mean, is he calling a jam, you know? I think it is somewhat unlikely, not completely impossible. gonna fold aces here. 10-10, like 10-10 specifically, is like very connected flop. So trips are very likely or high equity in different forms. So just getting out of the way there. I mean, just guys jack, 10-3 these. People don't really like folding pre these days, huh? Three bet the ace, jack 9-9. Okay. Okay, we get called on the flop. Could be a, you know, variety of different hands. So on the river when he checks, he just never has a straight, but he could have some two pair hands that might get suspicious. Especially on the king. Although I would think he might bet those hands. Alright. Are you winning, son? It's a good question. I mean, on the day, it's a good question. We'll figure out in a second. Let's see. Over here, we 3-bet pretty standard. So the flop. I don't know. It's kind of tough to get value. Is it? You might actually have a flush. Like I could be convinced that jamming is actually a good idea, but we're not gonna jam. But it's not the dumbest idea, honestly. Just avoiding the fucking river pair not because my hand is no good, but we probably don't get value anymore. So that's just should have listened to my inner voice. I mean, maybe he was bluffing anyway, and we gave ourselves a good chance that he's gonna follow through on the river, you know. Although when he folds this quick, like, was he really value betting the turn? Check. Opponent calls turn. There is a 3. Just gonna go for a pot size value bet here. Over here, this guy stabs the flop 4 ways and goes for turn pot. It's a pretty interesting spot because we block 9-7 and 7s. But we completely unblock the jack 9 kind of combos, and we need a little bit of protection. So we're going to go with the rip on the turn. It's a bit light. Don't want to get called here. We do get called. Top set. Well, It's part of the deal, I guess. But I think the idea there makes a ton of sense. And then this is going to be a 3-bet. Give this one a 5-bet. Okay, well, we're gonna run 2 aces. I think unblocking the kings and the queens there is a pretty good proposition for it. Well, money goes in now against aces. It's not a great flop for my hand, I'm telling you this much. Queen check 9-9 double. I think just calling. It was the pro rage baiting. Maybe. I was saying the same thing, locked in after being 10 binds under today. Yeah, 10 binds under is only the start. Let's see what the whole series brings. It's gonna be an interesting ride, guys. Anyone playing, good luck to you on the felt. I'm gonna sign off. This has been JNandez in day 3. We're in the midst of things. We're locked in, putting in the volume. It is a wild ride here on Coin, the World Championship of Pot Limit Omaha. We'll see where we stand after the day. At the moment, it's a swingy ride. Over here, you can see the graph for the current state. Up, down, and so on. Where will it end? Well, we will know in many, many more days to come. So this has been JNandez, day 3 of the, not the 100K challenge, but of the World Championship. Hope you guys are entertained. And I'll see you guys